This episode is brought to you by Popcorn. Hey, I'm talking to all the podcast hosts out there. Popcorn is a premier ad site which allows podcast hosts to get paid for what they like doing, which is running their mouth. One thing I like about Popcorn is that as a host, you have the power to decide if you want to do a pre-roll, a mid-roll, post-roll, or even topical discussion. You decide. You send a proposal, agree on a fee, and the money goes directly in your account. It's that simple. So if you love being a podcast host, nothing wrong with making a little cheese at the same time. Go to popcorn.com and get started making money from your podcast today.
The opinions expressed on the X and Y show are the sole opinions of the host. Please note, there is no intentional desire to offend any member of the listening audience. With that said, if you still feel offended, tough shit.
It's time for the X and Y show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
I don't want to be married. I work this way because I want to create a life for myself where I never have to rely on a man.
I don't know if I want to get married.
Shakira explained that she doesn't want to marry her longtime boyfriend and the father of her kids. She says that really she doesn't want him to see her as a wife, but as the lover, the girlfriend. She wants to keep him on his toes.
The marrying kinds over here. I never got married because I live in a country and a culture that allows me to have the choice. If I were going to be married, I think the person that I've chosen to partner with over these years would be a wonderful person to do that with. I think that had we gotten married, we probably would have been divorced by now. And he would agree. I'm not saying that disrespectfully. He would agree because I really am my own woman, and I don't really conform very well.
Hey guys, it's Nibbles, and in a few videos in the past I've mentioned that I don't want to get married, so it's always sparked a bit of interest, I suppose you could say. So today I'm going to be telling you exactly why I don't want to get married. I'd like to have more information, so here I am. Ever since I was little, I never really thought about getting married, or when I looked at weddings or saw it in like movies, I wasn't that impressed. I know that my girlfriends always were, and they were like, you know, will they look like a princess when they get married and have such a big dress, etc., like a princess type of thing. And I really didn't dig it. I don't know why. I can be kind of weird sometimes, so maybe it's just that, but never came into my mind. Other thing is that my parents were married and they got separated when I was about 7. They got divorced. And it also made me think, like, what is the true benefit of being married?
And there's something great about knowing that when you wake up in the morning, you're there because you've chosen to be there and not because you have to be there.
Money. Money is the biggest problem with all of this. Because if every woman in this room was independent, if she was someone who had her own money, her own understanding of how to use it, and her own resources, marriage would take a very different view today. Because that is why we can all sit up here and say, well, I choose to be married. No, we get to choose to be married. We get to make those decisions because we
Nobody has ever said that. I'm thanking you for saying it.
Greetings, 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 greetings. Welcome to the X and Y Show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. And, usually if you've been listening to my show, you've been following me for quite some time, you notice that I've always been kind of chipper once I come on the air. But I must admit, this episode is kind of messing with me. Because, when I was preparing for it, I didn't actually, I knew it was fucked up, but I didn't know it was this fucked up. I just played a prelude of different women from different financial classes, different races, different age groups, and so forth. And I just played a few. I could have played inserts all night. We could have been here all week with shit of women saying they don't want to get married. And, like I said, I didn't realize it was this bad until I was kind of preparing for the show, but it's really fucked up. And, a lot of women out there are going around saying they don't want to get married when they actually do, because that's bullshit. But they're saying that they don't want to get married, and a lot of them, so the men, play along with it. Well, fuck it. You don't want to get married? Let me just fuck you. And we'll just move on that way. Then next thing you know, 10, 20, 30 years done pass by. Now you're old. Now nobody wants you. And then you're in the old folks' home getting taken advantage of by me. Because I'm telling you, I'm going to be there. This episode is a wake-up call for women. It's the X and Y show, and this is for the X's tonight. Wake up. Stop going around saying that you don't want to be married. Well, let me start. Tonight's episode. Why are women always saying they don't need marriage to be happy? Why are women always saying they don't need marriage to be happy? And this has been going on for decades. A lot of women are going around saying this bullshit, and there's different reasons. I'm going to get into that in a moment, but women have been saying this shit for years, and it's not getting better. It's actually getting worse, and I really believe that's why our society is so fucked up as it is. And I'm not blaming women. But I'm saying that because, that's one of the pieces that is going on currently in our society, that marriage don't mean shit anymore. The common denominator of everything is I don't need a piece of paper to show how much I love someone. And that's bullshit. When I hear, I'm going to tell you something, when I hear a woman saying that she doesn't want to get married, and I don't need a piece of paper to show how much love. I don't want to be anywhere near that woman. One, because she's full of shit. Two, because she's a fucking liar. All women want to get married. If they don't, then they crazy as hell. It's simple as that. The human body, the human person, man or female, male or female, is not designed to go through life alone. And I'm not talking about, a lot of you are saying, well, I'm not alone. I've been with a guy we've been together for 25 years. We're not married. No, you've been fucking a guy for 25 years. It's a difference. And me personally, I don't want to be with a woman playing house for 25, 30 years. You have children. It's a bad example to them. They say, mom and dad did it, so I'm going to grow up and do it. I'm not going to get married either. And then it continues a cycle that continues and continues and continues on through generations. And that's why society is getting more and more and more fucked up every day, because these silly ass women going around saying that they don't want to get married. Anyone with common sense would know, that's bullshit. So, women, if you don't want to hear the truth, I would turn my podcast off right now. You might not want to hear this episode. But if you want to hear the download truth, and you know the X and Y show, I don't cut corners. I tell how it is. This is what's going on the street. You know, you hear all that bullshit on television, they can't tell you what's going on the street. They have constraints. But on the X and Y show, I'm going to tell you what's going on. And tonight, this is a wake-up call. I'm trying to save you. I'm talking to the women out there. Because if you keep saying that bullshit, I don't want to get married, I don't need marriage to be happy and all that bullshit, you're going to find yourself not married. You're going to find yourself in your 60s, in your 70s. And you're going to find yourself in old folks' home because you don't have a family. And then you're going to have to get your Social Security or your 401k or whatever. You're going to have to pay that money in a nursing home for somebody to give you baths and wipe your ass. And then you're going to be getting fucked by me. Or guys like me. Because, you know, in 40 years or so, I'm going to be in an old folks' home myself. I've already accepted my fate. That's fine. You know. And I'm going to be taking advantage of old women. You know, I mean, we're all going to be old at that time. You're going to be in there with me. You're going to be sucking my dick. You're going to be giving me baths. You're going to be giving me massages, all that shit in the old folks' home because you didn't want to get married. You're going to be in there with me. So if you don't want to be in the old folks' home with me, you better listen. You better listen. Otherwise, your fate is with me. That's something you don't want in 40 years. Trust me. Or not necessarily me, but guys like me. You know what I'm saying. And, you know, like I said, I accepted my fate. And you know, I'm doing the research for this show and, you know, little stuff. I really, at this point, I don't think I'm going to get married because there's so many women out there that are thinking so fucked up. There's so many women out there with so much baggage. There's so many women out there being hurt and all kind of fucking reasons that they find excuses not to get married, you know. And the ones that are single are usually crazy as hell. No, don't get me wrong. It's a few that's slipped through the cracks and want to get married. They just, you know, having bad luck or whatever. Okay, yeah, I get it. There's exceptions to the rules, to everything. But for the most part, if you see a woman that's single and she's in her mid to late 30s and up, and her ass is probably crazy. More than likely. Now, I know a lot of you don't agree with that, but I don't give a fuck. Now, I think the reasons why women keep saying this shit, one of the reasons is because I think it's something that happened a long time ago to them. You know, it's something that they experienced a long time ago. For example, maybe their parents was together and had a bad marriage and never got along, always fought, and they ended up getting divorced when they were young. So they grew up and they say, you know, my parents were never happy being married. So, you know, they always fought. You know, they never really act like they love each other. So, you know what? I'm not getting married either. You know. And that's why a lot of women are saying they don't want to get married because their parents were unhappy and all that shit. And that's bullshit. You are not your parents. That's a cop-out. You know. And who knows? Your parents probably got married for the wrong reasons. Your dad probably fucked your mom and got pregnant with you. And he tried to do the right thing by marrying her. And then they was miserable. And they say, no, fuck it, we can't do this no more. And they get a divorce and blah, blah, blah. That has nothing to do with you. Just because your parents got divorced don't mean that you can't find someone to be happy with, you know, for the rest of your life. You know, and stay out of the old folks' home and meeting me. Just because your parents said it, that don't have anything to do with you. Just because your parents had a bad marriage or a bad divorce, You're going to skip your happiness because of what happened to your parents? What kind of, that shit sound dumb just by me saying it. So what I'm trying to say, I guess, your parents got divorced when you were young and they never get the fuck over it. You are not your parents. You live your own life. Women are always saying they fucking independent. Why can't you be independent with that? You're your own person, right? Women are always saying that I'm my own woman, I'm strong. So why the fuck you looking at your parents as a model when you know they had a fucked up marriage? So you see where I'm going with this? It's really sounds stupid just by me saying it. And it sounds even more stupid when a woman says that dumb shit. Oh, I can't get married. My parents were married and they weren't happy, so I don't think I'll be. What? Huh? Another reason. Women are always saying that, they don't want to get married. A lot of women are, already financially secure and they are successful in what they do. They're at a certain level at their careers and, they basically saying, I'm good. I don't need a man. I got my career. I'm financially secure. What do I need with a man? That's what a lot of them say. That's why you see a lot of them in Hollywood that are, that are rich, are very affluent, and they're alone. You say, how could that beautiful woman? Now, don't get me wrong. I know they're being fucked, but they have no one to love them. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're going celibate. I'm not that silly. I'm saying that they don't have anyone that actually love them. So you see all these beautiful women in Hollywood that's alone, that's single. You see all of these women in entertainment, such as anchors on television. A lot of them are single. You see women in your everyday life, in corporate America, who risen up the corporate ladder and vice presidents and so forth, and they're single. They're making 6 figures or more, 7 figures. They don't need a man. So basically, a woman is saying that because they make a certain amount of money or at a certain level in their career, they're okay. Which is bullshit. It's funny and it's really sad that a lot of women are walking around and don't know they're crazy as hell. A lot of women are walking around and think everything is hunky-dory, everything is fine, I'm good, I make good money, I have a good career. They think everything's okay. They don't know that they're crazy as hell walking around. I used to hate, when I was in certain places in corporate America, I used to hate when I get a single woman as a manager or, a department head or something like that. It's not because I don't like women managers or anything. I'm not a male chauvinist. But it's, if the woman would, let me go back. If she was single, I hated that. I knew it was going to be fucked up. It's going to be fucked up. Now, if she was married and had a family with kids, no problem. That was actually a good situation to be in. But if she was one of those goddamn women with no kids, no family, no husband, one of those alpha women that risen up, it's going to be fucked up. And 90% of the time it was. Not because the woman was incompetent or didn't know their jobs, it's because they were miserable. They were miserable inside and they didn't even know it. They would do shit and, not knowing they doing it. Some of them did know, actually. They fucking miserable. They want everybody to be miserable. So it was a terrible situation to be in. But a lot of women are walking around crazy as hell and don't even know it. Because they have a career because they're making good money. They're making 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, all kind of shit. But they still not happy. They're not happy. And yes, it's because they're alone. They don't have anyone in their life to share it with. It's very important, ladies. Please listen to me. This is life-saving. Another reason why women are saying that they don't need marriage, sex. A lot of women say, I can get sex anytime I want. It's true. You can get fucked anytime you want. Yeah. Yeah. Of course. Oh, no. Excuse me. No. Me and my boyfriend, we've been knowing each other for 12 years. We don't just fuck. We're making love. No, you're getting fucked. It's a difference. It's a difference when you're married and someone is actually making love to you and, they actually care for you. Then you're not married and somebody just fucking you. You're nothing but a pussy cow. And the boyfriend is a cowboy. That's all you are. You're a pussy cow, giving all your free milk up to the cowboy. He milking your ass. The farmer, he milking your ass. And a lot of you saying, well, that's not true, Roosevelt. I've been with my guy for 12 years. He loves me. I love him. Just because we're married doesn't mean we don't love each other. Okay, then what's the big deal? What's the big deal walking down the aisle or going to Justice of the Peace or going to fucking Las Vegas? Just saying I do. If it doesn't mean much, if it's no big deal, if the paper is no big deal, what's the big deal then? That's why when I hear people say that shit, when I hear women say that shit, I know it's bullshit. And she's a fucking liar. It is a big deal. With 95% of the women, it is a big deal. And the ones that say it's not a big deal, they're either crazy as hell or, it's, something wrong with their ass and, there's something wrong with them. It's not normal. It's not normal to want to be alone. And, and another thing, if you're, a lot of women saying, I can get sex anytime I want, from anybody. Well, yeah, you can get herpes from anybody as well. You know what herpes is? You want cankers all over your damn lip and shit. And a lot of you are fucking all these men and think that I'm in control with my body, with my destiny. I'm in control. I fuck who I want to fuck. It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Putting yourself in danger from catching STD and all kind of shit. And what if you get pregnant? Then the cycle continues with a voluntary single-parent household. And the society continues to be fucked up. We have all these single-parent households, and society is suffering. And I'm not saying that, a lot of you grew up in a single-parent household, you turned out okay. Like I said before, there's always exceptions to the rule. I'm not saying that every single-parent household is fucked up. But what I'm saying is the odds are greater for a more successful outcome with two parents in the household. That's all I'm saying. But if a woman is saying that she don't want to get married and all this bullshit, and that's not going to happen. Which brings me to my next reason. Some of you are playing house, like I said before. Some of you are been going together for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. So you're saying that, why do I have to get married? Where's the commitment? Where's the if you really love each other, where's the commitment? Why can't you go down the aisle together or go to just somewhere, take vows and say, I do? Where's the commitment? Where's the promise? I mean, I don't know, but me, I don't want to be, years ago, yeah, I was just looking for pussy. I ain't gonna lie, I was younger, but now that I'm wiser and older, I don't want a woman that I'm just fucking and, if I just get up and, I had enough of this. You have a nice life. Take care. Fuck out of here. And I don't want that now in my life. So I'm speaking from a man's point of view. So I know a woman, women are always saying that they're more emotional and more deep and more loving and, a more deeper connection and all that bullshit. So I know that a woman don't want that. A woman don't want a man to be able to get up and say, see ya. So why do they keep saying that shit? Why do women keep saying that bullshit? They don't need marriage to be happy. Why? When anyone with common sense knows it's a lie. Another reason is women, always saying that is, that independence. You have all heard it. I'm independent. You heard it in the prelude. I'm independent of money. I have my own money and my own this and own that. I don't need a man. I'm independent. They're coming straight from that feminist Me Too bullshit. That's right, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Me Too bullshit. And don't get me wrong, I don't think that any woman should be taken advantage of from someone in a more powerful position. I do not believe that. And someone that does that, they need to be reprimanded. However, sometimes in a lot of instances, that Me Too shit is going too far. I said it, goddammit. Yeah, I said it. So, y'all want to send me emails, go ahead, feel free. I don't give a fuck. Women always saying I'm independent. Why can't you be independent and be married? If you with a man that really loves you for who you are, love you for your intelligence, and your spunk, your wit, love you for you, I don't see why you have to give up your independence to be happy in a marriage. I'm thinking that maybe I should have had a woman, or maybe I should have had one of those silly ass women that was in that prelude on with me. They kind of explained this shit because it's really stupid, especially when you say it out loud. When I'm saying it out loud, so when a woman says it out loud, it really sounds stupid. That's why I don't even want to be around a woman that always saying that shit. I don't need marriage to be happy. I don't need a man. That's what it sounds like to me after a while when she's talking that bullshit. Because that's all it is. A bunch of bullshit. And I don't want to be around them when they saying it. When they start saying that shit, I get lost. Because they are lying. They are telling a fib, as my 4th grade teacher used to say. Another reason, I've touched on this earlier. A lot of women are saying, I just need a sperm donor, and then he can get on. A woman actually told me that shit years ago when I was in Atlanta. The woman actually told me, I just want to talk to you, and, I'm thinking, and I admit she almost got me because I was younger back then, and I was thinking on a totally different plane than what I am now. But she told me, I just need you to help me have a baby. I'm like, a lot of people saying that's a dream, But, I just couldn't do it because I think one of the main reasons why I couldn't do it is because, I come from a 2-parent household. And I knew that she was basically telling me all I wanted was your sperm, the nut in me, and then you can get the fuck out of here. So I knew if I did that, my child would grow up in a single-parent household, and the way she was talking, I would probably have no interaction with the child. And that's something that I wasn't going to do. Even at a younger age, in my 20s, I knew that was wrong. But a lot of you women are saying that. I just need a sperm donor. I don't need a man. We don't need him. Talking about, her and the child. We don't need him. What about family? What about family? So children growing up and seeing this terrible example of parents getting together and, not being together, and voluntary, it's a voluntary single-parent household, and kids are seeing that shit. So what they see this example, they grow up and they do the same thing. The cycle continues. Or the chances are greater that the cycle continues. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. Why would you... I'm not just talking shit. A lot of you know women who have done this. Has gotten pregnant and basically told the father to stay away. I'm not marrying you. We don't love each other. I don't need you. I don't need to be married to you to be happy. I have my child. I have my baby. We don't need anyone. A lot of you know women like that. I know women like that. And this is one of the reasons why society is so fucked up. You have all these women, and I don't want to sound like I'm hating women, because I don't. I don't hate women. But I'm just telling you like it is. It should not be that way. Women, stop saying that you don't need marriage to be happy, when that's a fucking lie. And another reason, you see all these fucking celebrities, which someone was in that prelude that I played, and really, to be honest with you, I didn't know some of them were so fucked up in the head as well. Shit. So a lot of you saying, oh my goodness, she's so successful and rich, it must be good. She's saying that, she must be right. It's true. We don't need a man. We don't need to be married. So a lot of you are listening to these celebrities and all this bullshit because that's what you see, and it continues to be a terrible cycle in our society. Now I want to wrap up by saying that, basically the reasons, that I've stated to you already, and in a nutshell, the reasons why I believe women are always saying that they don't need marriage to be happy. It's SMFSS. SMFSS. That's what it is. The first S is stubbornness. A lot of women are just stubborn. They don't want to admit that they need a man to be happy. There's nothing wrong with that. I need a woman. I'm a man. Listen to me. I'm a man. I'm saying to you right now, I need a woman to be happy. A lot of you saying, well, you're messed up, Roosevelt. You can't be happy without a woman. No! God damn it. No, I can't be happy without a woman. I wasn't designed to be alone. And neither are women. Women are not designed to be alone. Stop being so fucking stubborn. Admit it, that you need a man. You need to be married. to be happy. So that's stubborn. That's the first S. The second S, the second letter, M, is men. A lot of you say that bullshit because you know that the man that's currently fucking you and putting his dick in your mouth, you know that he'll never ask you to get married. So you say, well, I don't want to get married. And that's bullshit. You know, I still have a friend. He had a girlfriend and she was like, oh, no, I don't want to get married. Oh, no. And my friend at the time was saying he don't want to get married. Oh, no, never again. Because he was divorced. Oh, no, marriage, no. And so she was echoing that bullshit because, you know, she, I guess, didn't want to lose him. You know, so she was saying the same shit. Oh, no, I don't want to get married. It's bullshit. I know for a fact that my friend would have asked that if he would have asked her to marry her that night, she would have said yes. And lo and behold, what happened, they broke up, and my friend got married to somebody else. So he was talking bullshit too. But she was just saying that because he was saying it. And that's what a lot of you women do. You know that the man that you're currently fucking and currently letting him put his dick in your ear and all that kind of stuff, letting him use you as a pussy cow, you know that he doesn't want to get married. So you say that, I don't want to get married either. You say the same shit, hoping that you won't lose him. So, yes, men are some of the blame as well. You know, ladies, when you have a man, if you want to get married and your man is saying that I don't want to get married, you need to drop his ass. Stop wasting time with him. Stop giving your free milk to him. If he don't want to get married, tell him to get the fuck on. Don't conform to him. You know. He don't want to get married. Don't you say you don't want to get married. Oh, me too. The F. Okay, I gave you the S and the M. The F. Friends. A lot of you are listening to your miserable ass friends. Your stupid ass friends that have been married once or twice, and now they're miserable. So they want you to be miserable as well. They don't want you to be happy. They're going to do everything in their power for you not to be happy and be miserable like them. And what's going to happen, both of you are going to be sucking my dick in the old folks' home in 40 years. If you don't listen, it's still time to stop it. It's still time. You still have time. But a lot of you have silly-ass friends that don't want you to be happy. They'll tell you anything and do anything in their power to stop you from being happy. You don't need to get married, girl. Don't marry him. He ain't got no money. You know? Don't marry him. What do he do? He's a sanitation worker? Oh, no. You want a doctor. You want a lawyer. You know? And some of you are so goddamn stupid till you let your friends manipulate you and influence you to being miserable like they are. Some of you listen to your damn friends too much. So, that's the third letter. I gave you the S, M, F. The second S is society. In the prelude, you heard one of the women saying society allows you to choose. Actually, two women said some shit like that. And that is the problem as well. Society it's okay, you know, for women to say that shit. Whereas, you know, during the Bieber time, you know, it was very taboo for a woman to be walking around single. Or at least openly saying it. Oh, no, I don't want to get married. It was almost, you know, back in the Bieber days, you know, back in the I Love Lucy and all that, you know, those days, it was almost a law for a woman to walk around and say that shit. You don't want to get married. People would look at you like you was crazy. What? What's wrong with her? But now, in society, it's accepted. Oh, that's okay. She's an independent woman. She has money. She's strong in her career. She can say that. She can choose whatever life she wants. It is normally the life that's not intended for her. Society tells you what you want to hear. Yeah, that's okay. You want to get married? It's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. It wasn't designed for a woman to be alone. And I'm not talking about fucking playing house together and just fucking for 10, 15, 20, and some of you motherfuckers 30 years and more. I'm talking about actually having to commit with someone. That's the way it was designed to do. If the paper is not a big deal, then what's stopping you from getting it? If it's no big deal, what's the big deal? Then go get a piece of paper. Shit. And the last is plain simple stupidity. A lot of women are goddamn just stupid. They fall for the okie doke. Listen to all of these different reasons and pulling from all these different points in life, and they just fall for the okie doke. And they saying the same shit when you're in your 20s, and you look around, you're in your 60s. I've seen it all. I've seen it happen to a lot of beautiful women. And everybody say, like, damn, why is she single? Why she never get married? Yeah, she was saying that bullshit in her 20s, in her 30s, 40s. And she looked around, she was in her late 50s, and it was too late. Well, not too late, but, she had, the pool was a lot lighter. And then you look around, she in her 60s, and come on. It's not impossible, but it's that pool is real light. That's how she, and then you have all these old women walking around and they're miserable. A lot of women are walking around because of stupidity. And it causes them to be miserable their whole entire lives. So remember that. Those are the top reasons, in a nutshell. SMFSS, stubbornness, men, friends, society, stupidity. These are the main reasons why women are saying that they don't need marriage to be happy. And ladies, I know that I talk a lot of shit a lot of times. But it's real, the shit that I do talk. And tonight's no different from that. If you listen to the sound of my voice, please, it is not normal for a woman to be alone. You do need marriage to be happy. Don't let society, don't let your stubbornness, don't let men, don't let your friends, and don't let your stupidity influence you from a happy life. We weren't designed that way, to be alone, without commitment. Stop going around saying that you don't need marriage to be happy. When anyone with common sense knows that you're full of shit, you're telling a lie. It's not true. You do need marriage to be happy. You need a commitment. You need someone to be there because they want to be there. They committed to you for the rest of their life. That means something. And that's what a lot of people have forgotten. So don't let anyone influence your life. Be happy. Stop saying that shit, that you don't need marriage to be happy. Because if you don't stop saying it, it's going to become a reality. You won't be happy. And you will be alone. And you will be taken advantage of by me in the old folks' home. That concludes another episode of the X and Y Show. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you listened to me, especially women. This show was for you. I hope you listen to me. And if you have a friend that needs to hear this, let her hear it, please. No matter how old she is. It's never too late. It's just, if she's in her late 50s, 60s, you better hurry up and send it to her. Time is a waste. But, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you listened to it. And I hope you at least heard something that I said. Because, we weren't designed to be alone. We were designed to have someone committed with us, by us. And that produces happiness. That's what you're striving for. A happy life. Anyway, hope you enjoyed tonight's episode of XY Show. Be sure to check out my website, www.xyshow.com. You can see all of my platforms that I'm on, as well as my social media. There's also a contact form for you to say hello or any constructive criticisms you might have or anything you would like to say to me. Be sure to fill out the contact form. And there also is a store coming in the near future, so keep an eye out on that. I'm changing some things around. So once I make that available, I will let you know. That concludes another episode of X and Y Show, and I will see you in a couple of weeks. And I want you always to remember that without love, you cannot have. I'm fucking up. Without X and Y, you cannot have love. I done fucked up again, but anyway, you get the picture. See you in 2 weeks. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on. Or not.